everybody, and welcome to Stumptcast. I'm Rick, and joined, as always, by Ash, Jasmine, and Price. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another thrilling episode. We've got some good stuff planned for you, as always. We've got some Marvel Minute. We've got Adventure Corner. We've got a quiz.
Ooh.
But this is also our Christmas episode, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Did the tree remind you?
Christmas, or also Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa to our Kwanzaa celebrating
it's
friends.
Just it's like our winter break.
It's our
episode,
winter solstice for all you pagans out there.
Yeah.
As
For the rest of us.
As someone who works in the education industry, I love this time because I get a ton of time off.
Yes, you do.
I get like a month off. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, my new job, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we have like 2 days off after.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I've been having these nice 4-day weekends.
Yeah, for
great.
like every holiday, she gets the days after.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, yeah.
Yeah, so I get my birthday off this year. Yay!
Woo! Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Early birthday.
All right. So, how's everybody's week, huh? Who wants to start us off?
Oh, I've been playing a lot of Isaac, pretty much. That's it. Tons of Binding of Isaac.
That's what you were doing last week.
Same as last week. It'll be the same for every week for the rest of eternity.
So does Isaac include WWE as well?
Yes. Well, those are side by side.
Side by side?
Monitor on the left, Binding of Isaac. Monitor on the right, WWE Network.
At this point, you can't have one without the other.
No, they meld together.
It's like
for
wine
me.
and cheese.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get really pumped up when I hear like, "And coming to the ring is Macho Man Randy Savage," and then I'll just be going crazy.
Sometimes
with
you
Mom's
get really
Life.
pumped up.
Every time, but like
That's
what I'm
what
saying
I
is like
thought.
while I'm playing Binding of Isaac, I'm like, yeah, take her out, So yeah, and so the big thing for me this week in Isaac was I completed all of the challenges, which some of them are the trolliest things in the world. Like they're so rude.
What's the worst?
Let's see. Waka Waka's pretty bad.
What was that about?
Waka Waka, you have magnetic tears and anti-gravity. And so the whole thing is like it's supposed to look like Pac-Man because you leave the like tears behind you as you walk, essentially, and the bad guys are magnetically drawn to them, so they look kind of like they're Pac-Manning through the level. But the thing is like they kind of essentially what you're doing is you're sucking all of the enemies to you,
right.
And so they slam into you all the time,
Like drawing aggro in World of Warcraft,
and
where
so,
you're just running through a dungeon.
And so in Isaac, it's like it's crazy. So I think I won that one only because I got like brimstone or technology or something early on, which essentially canceled out the negative effects.
That's what I was going
of
to say.
it.
I don't think those would synergize.
I feel like Waka Waka is more of the laugh that Fozzie Bear makes.
That's what I thought when I read it.
Yeah, because I was like, what the hell? It's like Waka Waka. It makes sense now that you said Pac-Man.
Exactly. It's like,
But I thought it was Fozzie Bear's like laughing at
I know.
you.
I was like, waka waka.
Waka Waka.
And then what else? There's another one. Oh, the other one that took me a long time was Suicide Kings, which is you have Ipecac, which are explosive tears, all right? And the mirror, the broken mirror or whatever, magic mirror. Yeah. And so what it does, my reflection is what it calls. So they fly back at you.
Sure.
So you shoot them out, and if you don't hit something with them, they come right back and hit you in the chest. And so it's like you have to be so
make every
careful.
shot count.
Yeah, and I think that one, it took me the
Can't
most
you
time.
dodge
3 or 4
it? Can't
times.
you like shoot it and then run away?
You can run away, but it's like it still follows you, so you have to like know where it's
so
going
it's like homing
and run
shots,
run until it hits the ground, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay. And so it's just like what's funny is it's one of those ones where it turns the game on its head, where the enemies that are usually super easy, little spiders and stuff like that, they suddenly become the hardest enemies in the game because they move so quickly and they're all over the place that you can fire a shot at them.
Because you can't just spam.
Exactly, and then they'll run like right into it and blow up right in your face.
Right.
So that one took me probably the most tries, Suicide King. So yeah, but yeah, so now I've got all those, unlocked all that stuff. So I'm
You're
just
a golden
working
god?
everything. I am a golden god now. I did get golden god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty exciting. I beat the chest as well.
Nice.
So yeah.
Anything else?
That's pretty
Just-
much
just
nope,
Binding of
just
Isaac.
Binding of Isaac.
That
That's
makes
how
sense.
I roll.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
With me?
Yeah.
Cookies, man.
Yeah.
Cookies. It's been cookies.
There's cookies all over the
It's
place
been
up in
Jasmine and I have probably bought like 3 pounds worth of butter.
I'm going to eat one right now. One of these delicious shortbread cookies.
Jasmine's going nuts making the shortbread cookies because we make Jammy Dodgers, which I think is a silly name for a cookie.
Well, that's what I grew up with. That's
Yeah.
the name I grew up with. Everybody
Isn't that
I
what
was
the
talking
Brits
about.
call it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
But
And
that's what
they
my
have
family
weird
calls
names
it
for
too.
everything. Yeah.
They're basically 2 shortbread cookies that are in sandwich with jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's one in there. I think that's the
They
last.
call car trunks boots. What's that a boot?
Yeah, exactly.
But cookies.
But yeah, in fact, to illustrate just how much butter we've run through, I try to make. Jasmine usually makes the shortbread cookies. I usually make these things I call them almond crescents. I guess they're typically known as Mexican wedding cookies.
Okay.
but they're just an almond shortbread cookie basically. And following my mother's recipe, her recipe called for way too much butter and way too little flour.
I saw the Twitter aftermath.
Yeah, so I baked it. I checked it later, and it basically looked like the cookies had melted.
They flattened out
looked like
all
one
over the
sheet.
sheet.
I was
Yeah.
super disheartened, but then after they cooled, I actually decided to eat one. They're the most delicious motherfuckers.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're basically just
'Cause it's
butter.
all
and
butter, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to figure out something to do with those. I think I'm going to try to chocolate dip them.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
That makes everything
I
better.
like that.
Yeah.
Dip all your problems in chocolate.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's been the same for me about cookies.
Yeah.
Also, Christmas movies. Now that it's Christmas, I am nonstop watching Christmas stuff because that's my traditional thing to do.
Yeah.
It is.
So I made Ash watch Elf last night,
Oh yeah.
which was great.
Yep.
And and then we have the tree, which
Got
you
the-
guys can't see it, but there's a very nice Christmas tree in my living room.
Didn't you tweeted a picture of some of the ornaments, I think.
Just a pig.
Yeah.
Just a pig.
There's a pig ornament
Just
on there.
a pig.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's me up on there.
Yeah.
I feel
By far his
blessed
favorite.
to be up on there.
Yeah, I've been watching the Christmas movies as well. I watched Scrooged the other night.
I
Okay.
still haven't seen that one yet.
What? You gotta see Scrooge. It's Bill Murray. At his
I know.
brilliant.
I've seen.
It's Bill Murray being himself, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen maybe about a quarter of the movie.
And Bobcat Goldthwait's in it as well, and it's pretty great.
Oh, man.
That was a good one.
Thanks.
But yeah, I'm excited to watch the rest of my Christmas stuff. Definitely like Love Actually, which is a great movie.
All of your Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, Christmas Vacation, and then
Yeah.
we also have to watch Die Hard because I still have not seen
Jasmine
that.
Oh
still
my
has not
God.
seen the best Christmas movie ever made, Die Hard.
Dude, when I was down in L.A. a couple weeks ago, we were staying in the hotel across the street from the building that they use, Nakatomi Plaza.
Nakatomi Plaza,
which
yeah.
is just the Fox building,
Right.
And it's just super cool to see it there because I watched Die Hard so many times as a kid. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to just
man.
sort of run into it and be like, hey, could I just run around in your vents for just
Yeah,
a little
it's
while?
like, would you be offended if I stripped down to just my pants and a tank top and
No shoes.
duct tape something to the back of my head? I'm not gonna say it's a gun, but just walk around. And
I imagine they actually get that request quite often.
I was gonna say they're like just get in line.
They're
with
like,
the
yeah,
rest of
there's
them.
$10
There's probably
at the
like a
door.
tour.
Yeah, $10
There's a
at the door.
tour.
There's like 30 of us just all dressed up.
They provide
as
the
John
gun, they
McClane.
provide the fake gun and the duct tape. There
That's
you
how
go.
we make our money these days.
man.
We don't have offices here.
Yeah.
It's just it's a tourist
For
attraction.
50 will take you to the roof.
We can
can
sell you a
enact the
tank top
scene.
if you want to be Bruce Willis, or we can sell you a blonde wig if you want to be a German.
Yeah.
Though I was reading, there was some really funny
Production
facts,
notes.
like stuff like that. They said that the German that they spoke was so bad that they had to go back and say it wasn't German. It was just some type of European language.
That's,
Oh,
don't forget Reginald Vell Johnson as well. He
Oh
was in
yeah,
that,
Reginald
right?
Bell Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Doing what he does best, playing a cop.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So good.
He was even a cop in Family Matters, wasn't he? Wasn't he a cop in that?
I don't know.
He was a father and also a cop.
I cannot remember.
I don't know if he
Family Matters
was, but it's possible because I in my head I always see him wearing a cop uniform.
I'll fact check that.
Yeah,
I'll fact check that. I feel
yeah.
like he was a cop.
But besides Christmas movies, anything else with you, Mr. Rick?
Let's see.
You built a table, which is
I
pretty
did build a table. I ditched my dining room table because we don't really use it. Who eats at dining room tables anymore? Bunch of old people, right?
I eat at
we eat
my
in front
desk.
of the TV like
Yeah.
real Americans, right? So got rid of the table and built like an L-shaped long table that kind of fits in the corner and goes on both walls.
I sort of picture you sawing your dining room table in half, building it out of that.
Yeah. Repurposing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so felt pretty manly. Only the downside was because it was cold last weekend and it was rainy, so I wanted to finish the table. So I varnished it and lacquered
Sure.
it and stuff. But I couldn't do it outside, and I lived in an apartment, so I had all the windows in my living room open, varnishing and lacquering. And it's like 35 degrees outside, and it took all weekend for those fumes to go away. So we had to hang out in the bedroom all weekend with the heat cranked up, and our living room was just inhospitable all
I
week.
know. I remember we were playing Beyond Earth. We're finishing up Beyond Earth.
Oh yeah, I was getting a little
And
high on the fumes.
Rick's
Immediately
just
after I
like-
had the worst
Rick's
headache.
like, so we still have all these fumes in here. But I'm gonna finish this game. Da-da-da. And then me and Ash were like, okay, well we need the footage tonight.
Yeah.
So we go over and drive over to Rick's house, and we're knocking on the door. No one's answering. I was like, well, I'm pretty sure Rick knows they're
I
coming.
might have passed out because of fumes. I might have passed out because of fumes.
Yeah.
Aw.
Other than that, I found a couple interesting things to watch this weekend. You guys all know about Over the Garden Wall.
Mm-hmm, Over the Garden Wall.
Oh my god, I didn't know about that until yesterday, but it's fucking adorable.
It's really amazing.
It's an incredible show. One of the showrunners for Adventure Time created it, and it's very like
It's
Miyazaki inspired. It's very
whimsical,
Spirited Away, very Ponyo-esque, you know.
Okay,
it's a great.
I'll check it out. I mean, it sounds like it's something up my alley.
Elijah Wood's the main character.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was
Tim
created-
Curry does a voice. John Cleese does a voice. Christopher Lloyd does a
Curry.
voice.
Christopher Lloyd's so funny.
Yeah.
It's a really short. It's a really short little story. It was done by Patrick McHale. And
I think it's a 10-part miniseries, each episode being 11 minutes.
Yeah, so like they're 11 minutes each.
Okay.
It's kind of like in I want to say like the late to like mid late 1800s, because everything kind of has like this kind of Victorian kind of feel, but it also feels like it's also in like
it's very Germanic.
like early 1900s too.
Like the main characters are wearing like sort of lederhosen sort of stuff, pointy hats.
Yeah.
But it definitely has like that really nice feel, and everything's kind of like mystical, because it's still that time where like there wasn't a lot of like, people could explore and they do stuff, but
Before
there was still like a lot of
sucked the soul out of all the magic in the world.
So pre-industrial revolution.
Yeah, there's still a lot of
just before the
mysticism and stuff like that.
yeah.
I think one of my favorite episodes is definitely the second one, where you had those pumpkin people.
Oh yeah,
That was
that was
really great, but I also was like, this is pretty freaking
kind of
creepy.
spooky, kind of spooky. Yeah, I highly recommend.
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. I'll post a link on the show recap.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so anybody else got anything else to throw in? Any topics? Any exciting news? Or are we ready to roll on to?
I'll just mention one other thing since we're talking about TV shows.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked for Marco Polo, and by the time we record again, I'll have watched some of it, and we'll be able to review whether or not it sucks or not. 'Cause it's like the trailer looks right on that edge about it's going to be as awesome as Game of Thrones, or it's going to be utterly terrible.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I still haven't seen much about it.
Yeah, it's really just the trailer that's all out there. Yeah.
I remember hearing about it at first, and I got excited. Yeah.
I'm excited for Game of Thrones, but that's still like 100 days out. So.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to the next part.
Hey everybody, it's the Marvel Minute!
All right, y'all. So this Marvel Minute is going to be a quick one. There hasn't been a ton of huge, groundbreaking news. Like I said, can't happen every week or so. But there have been a couple of things that have moved forward in the world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So first and foremost, what we talked about in the last podcast with the casting rumors surrounding Jessica Jones, they just announced that Kristen Ritter has been cast as Jessica Jones.
Nice.
And so she's the one who you'd recognize from Breaking Bad. She's been in Gilmore Girls, a whole bunch of other shows. She was the most familiar to me of all the actresses who were up for it. So as much as I think... like physically, she doesn't match like my image of what Jessica Jones looks like and whatnot. If they cast her, I trust that they picked her for a good reason. So
not being familiar with Jessica Jones, I went online and was just Google imaging Jessica Jones, and a lot of the pictures that they have, like the first hits that come up, don't make Jessica Jones look too built. And I think that it's probably a modern incarnation of Jessica Jones.
It's not that she's so like super built, but it is that she is kind of a little bit taller. She is, somewhat muscular. Because her strength does come from like, radioactivity or whatever. So it's not like she has like big muscles like She-Hulk or something. Right. But it's still like, she's got like red hair and all this other kind of stuff. It's just like visually she just doesn't quite match. And the other part is that the way that the things that I've seen her in before, her acting doesn't match the character as I know it. But again, I'm not super familiar with the character, so it could be possible that she's perfect for it. And I'm excited to see what they do with it. Allegedly, they are zeroing in on Luke Cage, but they still haven't announced who's going to be playing Luke Cage yet. But they also recently announced that Benedict Cumberbatch has been officially cast as Doctor Strange. So we heard months ago that Benedict Cumberbatch was supposedly cast, but contracts and whatnot often they kind of hovered in this zone of let's see how much money we can get, right? And so he signed the contracts, everything like that. Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be Doctor Strange, which is really exciting. Here's another thing that's really exciting that I just remembered. Avengers Age of Ultron will be going in for quote unquote reshoots in early February. Okay. And so the thing is, Marvel's done this for almost every movie that they've made, where they do these quote-unquote reshoots very close to the release of the new film. And what those usually end up being are the after-credits sequences.
Right. Yeah.
And so the thing is what a lot of people think is that one of the ideas floating around for the after credit sequence is this whole building of a second Avengers, like a new Avengers team. And so they've already cast Doctor Strange. They've got Ant-Man. Apparently they're starting to hover around a Miss Marvel, and they've already cast Black Panther. So we could see all 4 of those characters introduced in the post-credits sequence in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
I kind of just got shivers. Like
I know, right?
I love
It's
those
super
after
exciting.
They're
the best. They are some of the most exciting things, and they're what it's what gets you after you've watched this movie.
This means that we have Paul Rudd and Benedict Cumberbatch in a movie together.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's
I can only think
How
of one
great is
person
that?
right now that is in love with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, he's
So-
amazing. He's
but-
amazing.
That dude has a little pinky in every single pie that's out there.
Everything. People are still like, this is outside of the Marvel world, but people are still thinking that he's going to pop up in Star Wars as well.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Because he knows JJ, they did Star Trek, he was seen on set, he was supposedly quote unquote visiting.
So apparently
you
the
know.
voice, the guy that was narrating the trailer, was Andy
Serkis.
Serkis.
Andy Serkis, that's right.
Which,
But
also great.
did you catch that interview with Cumberbatch on? No, I'm pretty sure you guys did on Graham Norton,
Right.
Yes.
where he was being awfully dodgy when
Yes.
Graham Norton was asking
Yes,
him
yes,
about
yes,
Star
yes.
Wars. It was
Yeah.
just no comment, no comment, no comment.
But he also did say that he did mispronounce penguin.
Penguins.
Penguins.
Everyone should go check that out. You should post that video.
Penguins.
Penguins.
Let's not
Penguins.
He doesn't know how to pronounce the word penguins. So that's not Marvel stuff. So we're moving on from there. The last thing that I wanted to share is that Evangeline Lilly, who is in Ant-Man, she's playing one of the key roles in that of Janet Van Dyne, I believe, or the daughter of Janet Van Dyne, who is the Wasp. And so she's probably going to be the Wasp going forward. But she was talking about the whole Edgar Wright fiasco of him being taken off of the project and Peyton Reed being brought in. And she was in the perfect zone of she hadn't signed her contract yet when they pulled Edgar Wright from the project.
Okay.
And so she essentially told Marvel, she was like, look, you need to explain to me why you took him off of this or I'm leaving because he's the reason that I came onto the project. And so they did. And what she said in the interview is pretty much exactly what I had suspected is like kind of the best case scenario on Marvel's side, which was Edgar Wright had this big, great idea, but he wanted to make it super Edgar Wright. If you've seen Scott Pilgrim, you know what I'm talking about with like having big graphical like pows and bangs and sound effects and
Right.
weird things. And what Marvel said was like, dude, you got to tone this down or your movie's not going to fit with the rest of our movies. And
Right.
that's the whole thing we do here.
Yeah.
And apparently he just wasn't comfortable with taking away all of those super comic booky elements.
Right.
And so, they left on amicable terms. And then Peyton Reed came in and when Evangeline Lilly met with him, she said, like, after meeting him for like an hour, they talked about the project and, he said, like, look, I want to make the same movie he wanted to make. I'm just going to tone down all that stuff because we have to make it match these other
Yeah, it
movies.
has to fit thematically.
It has to fit thematically. And then she was like, all right, I'm on board. So it really does sound like they made the right decision for their long
Well, that's
picture.
good. Yeah.
And it's too bad we're not going to get to see the crazy over-the-top Ant-Man that Edgar Wright would have made.
Sure.
At the same time, I'm excited that Ant-Man is going to fit with the rest of the Marvel universe.
if
and not stick
Sony
out
were
like a
making
sore thumb.
Ant-Man rather than Marvel, then it would have totally made sense, But
Yeah.
they're not.
They're not. It's got to match with everything else.
Oh.
So, was there a question?
Nope.
I heard none. All right.
There's something that I'll mention after this. I forgot to put it into the weekly update.
All right. Well, then we'll get right to that because that's the end of the Marvel Minute.
All right. I wanted to talk about something that I forgot to mention in the weekly recap, which was the Sony hack.
Yeah.
When I mentioned Sony before in the Marvel
man.
Minute, holy shit, I figured that we can talk about that for a couple minutes because this is huge.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
They're saying the biggest corporate hack in history.
It's ridiculous.
It's what they took besides just like hundreds and hundreds of files that are still being encrypted and stuff like that. They also
thousands.
They took employee social securities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Information.
is really scary.
Really scary.
They
Yeah.
released 40 gigs of information. They have 100 terabytes
100
of
terabytes
information.
of
Yeah.
information, and it's ridiculous. They have 6 unreleased movies or something like that, which it's unclear whether or not they released them or whether or not they got leaked via Oscar season, because a lot of movies get leaked
Right.
around Oscar season
Right.
anyway.
But they did pop up around that.
They popped up right around the same time. And yeah, 100 terabytes. And you'd think that fucking Sony, of all people, would have learned their lesson
Right.
from the PSN
That's immediately
hacks.
what I thought.
Seriously.
I honestly just like if you have a beef with Sony, that's fine, that's great, but don't hurt the employees that work there.
One of the humorous aspects of it,
Yeah.
there was an article, I forget who published it, but it was talking about employee complaints. And
Right.
there's
I
repeated
read some of
complaints
those, yeah.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it's like, why do we
complaining about Adam Sandler?
Why do we keep churning out garbage Adam Sandler movies? Why do we keep spending all this money on Adam Sandler?
Well, and it sounds like I wasn't aware of this until reading the complaints, but Happy Madison has a contract with Sony, which explains why Sony keeps releasing these movies. And one of the disgruntled employees says that it favors Happy Madison way more than Sony. Yep. So basically, Adam Sandler could just take advantage of Sony and give his friends free vacations by filming Grown Ups 2 or whatever that shit show that he put out where they traveled to Africa was, you know? Right. It's just basically an excuse for him to go on vacation on Sony's dime.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because he keeps making shit movies.
Right. He doesn't give a shit anymore. But it's pretty funny to see that so many people at Sony are complaining about Adam Sandler. You know, what's wrong with Sony? Adam Sandler's wrong with Sony.
That's what they were saying. I read those.
I think my last favorite Adam Sandler movie was it called Spanglish? Because it was like a huge step away from that annoying garbage that he puts out, and it was actually kind of interesting to watch.
Because that was a movie with Adam Sandler, not an Adam Sandler movie.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's
that's why Punch Drunk Love was good, because that was a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, not a Adam Sandler movie.
And I think that's the thing is, like, he actually has shown in films here and there that he's a very talented actor.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to these Happy Madison projects, it just seems so devoid of
that. What was the movie that he did with what's his name?
Was it Don
Judd
Cheadle?
Apatow?
Oh, okay. Funny People.
Funny People. Funny People was a weird movie because it was two movies in one, but it was an okay movie, and he was okay in it as well. You know,
he was good in it.
So Adam Sandler's really not the problem. Well, Adam Sandler is the problem
in a way.
But I mean, it's not like he can't act if he wanted to.
Right.
But that Sony hack was just unbelievable, and I mean, it's so weird. And a lot of people pointed out the fact that Sony is just such an unbelievably huge bloated company that there's no way that they could realistically enforce, like, when the PSN hacks happened, they obviously enforced huge security measures on PSN. So PSN's secure now, but I'm sure they probably tried to say, hey, everybody else in the company, come up to these standards, and there's like no realistic way that they could say to 150,000 people or however many they have, get up to the standard
on these different branches, in different parts of the world. You got Sony of America, you got Sony Japan, you have the movies, you have all that, and it's like they cannot be united, and no company is.
And I did breathe a sigh of relief when I first read Sony hacked, and I was like, God no!
You're like, great.
And then I read
cancel all my
Sony
shit,
Pictures hacked. I was like, thank God, thank God it was only Sony Pictures. Okay. Yeah,
we can keep playing Little Big Planet.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's intense. If you guys haven't read about it, go read about it. I mean, you can lose yourself in the internet reading about the Sony hack, and I'm sure that more information is going to come out by the time this is released. Big news there. Okay, but let's leave that behind us and talk about the topic for today. I figured we'd do a little quiz, you guys.
Pop quiz.
Test your knowledge, all right?
Test your might.
Last night, I burned the midnight oil, stayed up way too late putting together this quiz, okay?
Look at Rick.
15 questions in all, but I think that they're good. 15 good questions, all right? Okay. So I'll be the quiz master. I'll go around. Each of you will get a turn. We're going to do 5 rounds. Each of you guys will get 1 question per round, okay? We'll go clockwise. So it'll go Ash, Jasmine, Price, okay? And here's the way this is going to work. You guys are going to get a chance to answer your questions. If you guys get it wrong or if you guys pass, then another player will get a chance to steal, okay? I'll go ahead and tally up the points. The winner at the end will be King of 2014.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
No biggie. No biggie.
All right. So are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Maybe.
Okay. Starting with Ash. First question.
I'm nervous.
What computer classic sent players to Phobos to blast specters, lost souls, and cacodemons? Cacodemons, I'm sorry.
Cacodemons.
What?
What computer classic sent players to Phobos? Phobos.
I think I know.
To blast specters, lost souls, and cacodemons.
It's like
my finger is on the buzzer right now. I'm ready. I'm fairly certain I know this.
I think I have an idea, but I'm not sure.
And it's a computer classic, not a console.
Computer classic.
I'm just gonna freaking say Half-Life.
Okay, you are incorrect, sir.
Okay.
You do not get the point.
My finger's been on the buzzer the whole time.
Okay, we got to figure out a way.
We got to figure out a way. No, fine. Take it to the person next.
Okay, and we're gonna say the first person to say buzz. Okay, so I can hear it because I can't see your fingers necessarily.
Okay. I want to say Doom.
Jasmine steals the point.
That's what it is. It's Doom. Cacodemons, cacodemons, whatever you want to call them.
I never played it.
Man.
My only thing was like, how many games are on Mars? The only thing I could think of was Doom.
Yeah,
I completely forgot that it was on Mars.
it starts out on Mars.
I remember trying to play Doom 3 and getting so scared.
Yeah.
Doom
Because
3,
it was dark.
Pretty.
Yeah,
It was dark. You
was
had that
super
stupid
pretty.
flashlight,
Yeah.
and you can either shoot your gun or
Or
show the
flashlight.
flashlight.
which they took advantage of in the Doom movie, didn't they? I recall that.
In
being
the
a feature
Doom
in
movie, what they did was they did a first-person sequence for a long period.
Oh, at the
of
end
time,
of the
and
movie,
it was
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, I remember not finishing that. I got to the part where I guess there was like a little girl who had like bloody footprints,
Mhm.
and she's just walking around, and those footprints are all over the place. They're on the walls, they're on the ceiling, and all of a sudden these flying ghosts started showing up at me. I was like, I'm done.
Out. She noped out of there.
Yeah, I got to one of the big last bosses, and he just kept kicking my ass. I think I didn't have enough ammo or something like that. And I just was like, I can't do
Okay.
3. But yeah, Doom, come on, man.
It's a computer classic. Computer classic.
Gosh.
All right, Jasmine, great job in that round.
Yeah.
And now this is your question, Jasmine. What console sold 514,000 units during its first 2 weeks in U.S. stores in 1999?
Buzz.
1999.
1999. 514,000 units in its first 2
Sega?
weeks.
Buzz.
Say, can you name the console?
Sega?
Can you name the console?
What's the
Oh,
console?
Genesis?
PlayStation. Original.
You are both incorrect.
Really?
1999.
Oh, no, it wouldn't have been.
Wait, 99. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I got the wrong
on.
date.
Price for the steal.
PlayStation 2?
Ah, you guys.
Second-
No, it's probably
NES.
Dreamcast.
It was the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. Damn it!
Dreamcast.
I was sitting there between. I was like, it's PS2 or Dreamcast. I know they both came out around the same time.
When you said 1999, I swear to God, I heard something earlier, and I was thinking, oh,
Well,
God, I
1999
remember
seems like it was
Genesis.
forever away.
I
and
know.
It kind of
I was trying to think, but I was like, how old was I?
No,
in
yeah.
99
PlayStation
when it
original came out in like 95 anyway.
You know, I
I'm
was
an idiot.
surprised to, read that it sold 514,000 in its first 2 weeks, which isn't bad.
But it's not great.
I honestly
Yeah.
I only knew one person that owned a Dreamcast,
I had a
and then
Dreamcast.
like by the time I was like, oh, Dreamcast,
Yeah.
it was already gone.
I had a Dreamcast. It's one of the, you all know. It's one of those unsung consoles that
Oh, yeah.
most people talk at length about how
Yeah.
wonderful it was.
Dreamcast was fantastic.
My first online gaming experience.
Yeah.
Was
Phantasy
Phantasy
Star
Star
Online.
Online?
Yep.
And I was blown away. I mean, it was one of the greatest
I
things.
played the Phantasy Star for the Xbox One, or the original Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
The Phantasy Star episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
that was
Just
great.
a week or two ago, there was a Dreamcast Humble Bundle as well, where if you paid more than $50, you could get an exclusive Dreamcast T-shirt that looked pretty
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really love the Dreamcast. I purchased one off eBay a while back. And
Yeah.
what's fun about the Dreamcast is the library isn't very big.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you can actually buy a Dreamcast and get
And
the entire
everything,
library
yeah.
for pretty cheap. You're not going to break the bank.
I think one of the big issues with it was I think it was really severely easy to pirate.
It was severely easy to
It was the games were unique. Like there were so many weird, crazy games on there that were great,
Yeah.
but they didn't have any of those characters that really say yeah, I want this. Like why didn't they have? From what I recall, I don't remember them having a Sonic title launch with it.
There was not for launch, but
yeah.
No, but there was one, and it actually had a Sonic title that I loved.
They
I
had
can't
Sonic
remember what it
Adventure
was.
later.
Sonic Adventure, I loved.
And Sonic Adventure was fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's like you're not launching a Sega console with Sonic. Why don't you just wait?
Yeah.
Just hold back.
I mean, Nintendo's learned its lesson. It
Yeah.
always launches with Mario.
With Mario.
Yeah.
You have to launch with Mario. I don't care what Mario it is, you have to.
Yeah.
And so I think that was one of the big things. But some of those games, Power Stone,
Jet Grind
Phantasy
Radio.
Star, Jet Grind Radio, and Sonic Adventure, amazing games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing games. I love the Dreamcast.
All right, well, nobody gets
Nobody
points
got a
on that
point now.
round. Better luck
Sad.
next time.
All right, what's my question?
I was so
All right,
close.
Price. Follow up to the Dreamcast question.
Mhm.
How many Dreamcast consoles have been sold to date?
Oh
Oh
god.
my
A.
God.
Oh,
10.6 million. B, 2.2 million. C, 5.4 million. Or D, 21.4 million.
This is worldwide?
worldwide. I can repeat them for you if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I know it's. I'm gonna say 10.2 million.
Final answer.
Was.
That wasn't one of the options, but
Or
I know what
the
you're talking
10
about.
whatever million, yeah.
You are correct, sir.
All right.
Oh.
All right,
Oh,
Price
good
gets
job.
points. 10.6 million units
Yeah.
sold worldwide, which I thought, okay, that's pretty good, right? But we'll see.
Yeah, compared to some of the other consoles, that's nothing.
Especially to PlayStation 2, which was the freaking god.
PlayStation 2, okay. So,
Ash's
Ash,
question.
As of March 2012, which was the last time that they took these numbers, apparently, how many PlayStation 2 consoles have been sold?
Good
Is
lord.
Is it A, 14 million, B, 250 million, C, 74 million, or D, 155 million?
Buzz.
I'm gonna go with B, 200 something million.
Okay. You are incorrect. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go with the 150 million.
Price! He
Yeah.
knows his numbers when it comes to console
I
gaming.
remember.
I knew it was one or the other.
It was one of those two. It was, which
Yeah.
was obvious, and I remember a few years back, something like that, where like they hit the 100 million mark, and
Yeah.
they were saying something like this is like nearly unprecedented. This
Yeah.
kind of
No,
sale.
PlayStation 2 has insane sales
Yep.
number because they got so many exclusives for that.
The
console.
library
Yeah.
is the library. They had one of the greatest libraries ever, and they were able to maintain power through the launch of other next gen consoles. Like,
Yeah.
And
the Xbox 360 comes out, and they're like, we don't need to necessarily come out with the PS3 right away because guess what? People are still buying.
not only
PS2s.
that, okay, I play FIFA,
Mhm.
and I was surprised to see last year with FIFA 2013 that they were still making FIFA 2013 for PlayStation 2.
yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. How is that possible? Because Brazil, they were still doing awesome numbers with the PlayStation 2 in Brazil. They were still
Wow.
manufacturing new units and
Yep.
selling them in
Wow.
Brazil
Yeah.
Well,
during the lifespan of the PlayStation 3.
I think we still have a PlayStation 2 somewhere in this
Oh,
house.
yeah, of course.
It's in the garage.
Oh,
Somehow I
yeah.
lost mine in one of the moves. I must have left a box. Lost it. I'm pretty pissed. Yeah, but that puts the Dreamcast into perspective. So Dreamcast 10.6, PlayStation 2 155 million.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
No contest.
Yeah.
Okay, Jasmine.
Yep.
The word Nintendo
Mm-hmm.
means which of the following? A. Leave luck to heaven. B. Fortune favors the bold. C. The stars shine bright. D. Unite the will to win.
Wow. I didn't even realize Nintendo had a meaning to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the first one because that one sounded pretty good.
The first one, A. Leave luck to heaven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buzz.
Jasmine, you are correct.
Okay.
Ah.
I was like, if she's wrong, then I'm going to say B because it's like I don't know.
I was gonna guess D.
Yeah.
That was-
I didn't even realize it
Yeah.
actually had
So it
a
means-
meaning to
yeah.
it.
It means what?
It means leave luck to heaven.
Interesting.
Nintendo started out as a card
game
company.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right. So there's a gambling aspect there.
Mhm.
What's funny is that I was looking up names of other Japanese companies,
Mhm.
and the Stars Shine Bright is actually a name of a company, but it's Baby the Stars Shine Bright. There's a Japanese company, I don't know what they sell, but it's called Baby the Stars Shine Bright.
Baby, the stars shine bright.
It's just like that
Started by
commercial I
Frank
showed you guys
Sinatra.
earlier. Before we started it, like the entire day, I showed Bryce and Rick this commercial of this Japanese
Oh, yeah.
cell phone, and it's just these two women. I guess we're making fun of like an actual TV show in Japan, like 3-minute cooking. They did 3-second cooking,
Oh,
where they
yeah.
basically took like a bunch of these little shrimps and they shot them
out of
through
a
this
cannon. Out of a cannon.
and
yeah.
like flour, egg, and like panko crumbs
Yeah.
were bursted out of these things.
It was
and
like
they
a
go-
Rube Goldberg for
Yeah.
cooking shrimp roll.
And then they fly through a giant burst of fire.
Yeah.
And then they land on the plate. And they're
You'll
perfect.
see it. I'll
And it
post it on
was
the
a cell
recap.
phone. Apparently, it's for a cell phone
It
company.
makes perfect
great.
sense.
That's
Yeah.
great. That'll
Yep.
get me to buy a cell phone.
I've already bought one. Well, you guys
During
our last break.
Yeah.
Baby.
Okay, whose turn is it now? It is
Right.
Price's. Back to Price. Let's see. Which came first, Price?
Oh boy.
Chicken or the egg?
A.
The egg.
Pong. B. Pac-Man. C. Space War. Or D. Donkey Kong.
It's either Pong or Space War. I'm gonna go with Pong.
Buzz.
All right. Up. Nice guess, but can you steal Ash?
Space War.
Space War.
Okay.
Was that the one with the asteroids?
Was that the one in the Odyssey?
Space War was made in 1961
Yeah.
by MIT students Martin Graetz and Stephen Russell, and Wayne Whitanen created the game Space War on a DEC PDP-1 mini computer. Russell's been quoted as saying that the aspect of the game that he was most pleased with was the number of other programmers that it inspired to make their own games. Very cool. That was made in 1961. Pong in 1972.
I was one of those ones where it's like I knew that Pong is the one that people always think is the first video game, and I was like, Space War doesn't sound familiar to me.
Pong was the first real console game.
It
was Atari's first game.
It
was the first massive
game.
made one. Space War is the first, I guess, documented video game ever being made. I
first
believe.
Digital.
Sure.
Yeah, because I was surprised to find that there were several video games that were made in the 1950s. Yeah, but they weren't so much digital computer games.
Right.
A lot of them had to deal with light pens, and you would put dots, and then a mouse would follow them.
The first arcade game. This might be a question that I'm answering for you right now. Called Brown Box, which is basically a Pong clone. Well, I shouldn't say Pong clone. It was Pong,
right?
And then Atari stole that.
Yes,
that happens.
That's smart. That's the way things are done. Yeah, and then Donkey Kong was made, of course, in 1981. All right, so that was the end of round 2. Let's tally up the points really quick here. We've got. I'm sorry, Ash. You've got no points yet.
I just got one.
I stole a point.
Wait, you did? Yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't trust this.
Yeah, now you're not telling. Probably. I think it's Ash has.
I forgot to write that one down. Everybody else.
And I think
Ash with 1.
Too, right?
That's right. And you guys are tied with 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Going into round 3, Ash. According to Wikipedia, which of these games was not listed as a flop? A. Okami. B. Psychonauts. C. Pac-Man. D. Superman.
Was not listed.
Listed.
I'll go with Pac-Man.
Okay, and you would be incorrect, surprisingly.
What was the first option again?
Okami, Psychonauts, Pac-Man, or Superman, which was not listed as a flop.
All right. This is blowing my mind, but I'm going to say Superman.
And your mind is blown. It is Superman was not listed as a flop.
I knew it.
Really?
Because that's the reason they make stupid licensed games. Because they sell.
That's right.
They sell.
Incredibly. And these games are critical successes here. Okami, Psychonauts.
Yeah.
Pac-Man being the classic Pac-Man. All these games listed as flops. I actually took some notes because this is pretty interesting.
I imagine these were listed as flops the same year they came out.
Right. It's like Psychonauts
and they just
Okami.
like never,
they're flops because they didn't sell.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It says, this is Okami, despite its strong praise, the game sold fewer than 600,000 units by March 2009. These factors led for Okami to be called the least commercially successful winner of a game year that year.
Yep.
In 2010, the version of Guinness World Records, Gamers Edition, they had said that. Shortly after its release, Capcom disbanded Clover Studios, though many of its employees went on to form Platinum Games and produce Mad World and the more successful Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like Okami is one of those ones where it has a really deep cult following, and all of us are familiar with Okami. But I'm not gonna lie, I've never played Okami because when it came out, I didn't have a console. I think it was on GameCube only, or
I
forget what it came out.
No, it was
on.
PS2.
It was PS2. Okay,
PS2,
so when it came out, it was just at like a time when it didn't pop in, like it wasn't advertised or something. I didn't hear about it for like
I remember
years.
following it and was like, this is going to be a great game.
Yeah.
So that's why it's surprising to me.
We all kind of know the story of Psychonauts.
Yeah.
We actually discussed that a couple podcasts back.
Yeah.
I was really sad to actually see that Brutal Legend was included on the list too. I
don't think
Tim
Double
Schafer
Fine
cannot catch a break when it comes to games.
Double Fine's never made a major
massively
release
commercially
that was
successful.
actually
The problem is that you can make a game and not have it be commercially successful, but the fact that he's listed on their list of flops, because there were only about 20 games, and both those games were on there.
Well, it's because he's a really talented creative, and so really talented creatives are given lots of leeway and money and whatnot. But the problem is that they don't necessarily have the selling power.
Sure, and I mean they put Jack Black as the voice of the main character, and I'm sure that they had all sorts of expectations for this. What I thought was interesting was Pac-Man. Okay, so Pac-Man was listed as a flop. And it says the home version of the highly popular Pac-Man arcade game, and this is interesting, was eagerly anticipated but was a commercial disappointment for Atari. The game was rushed to make the 1981 Christmas season. In 82, Atari created 12 million cartridges, even though there were only 10 million Atari 2600s sold at the time.
Wow.
In hopes of the game boosting system sales. Pac-Man did sell close to 7 million cartridges, but consumers and critics alike gave it low ratings.
Because it was a terrible port.
The high number of unsold units, over 5 million, coupled with the expense of a large marketing campaign, led to the largest loss for Atari. This game, along with E.T., are often blamed for sparking the video game crash of 1983.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shortly after the disappointment of Pac-Man, Atari reported huge quarterly losses, prompting parent company Warner Communications to sell the division off in 84. Atari never regained a prominent position in the home market console. Pac-Man and E.T. are the reasons why Atari crashed.
I wonder if they buried Pac-Man with
I'm sure they did.
So here's something that's interesting to think about this is like, this is the kind of thing that may never happen again as far as like that kind of a flop.
Right.
Because of digital distribution now, you don't have to anticipate physical sales at that level because you can make it available digitally.
Yeah.
Right.
So if it was a digital world that came out in, suddenly it would have been like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
They
how
wouldn't have
fucking-
lost that much
How
money.
ballsy is that? You're like,
Yeah.
okay, we've only sold 10 million consoles.
Yeah.
Let's make 12 million on the off chance that we'll sell an extra 2 million consoles and every single person who owns it will buy Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Every single person.
It's one of those things where, it's kind of like you think you have something. Pac-Man was so massively successful in the arcades, right?
Yeah.
That it was a no-brainer that it was going to be successful at home. But what they didn't count on was that it didn't play like the original Pac-Man. If you go and look at any YouTube videos or anything on the Atari Pac-Man port, garbage.
Yeah.
Hot,
Yeah.
steaming garbage.
Interesting.
Yeah. Ugh,
That's
man.
ridiculous.
Okay, so
Boom! I got it.
moving on.
Superman.
was a success. Why? Because it's licensed garbage, and even though it's one of the worst games ever,
Yep.
it still was
Oh
successful.
my god.
Yeah, that was the red herring on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jasmine.
Yep.
Let's see if you know anything about Mega Man.
I do not.
All right.
Buzz.
In Mega Man 10, what weapon, what attack did the boss Strike Man utilize? In Mega Man 10, what attack did the boss Strike Man utilize?
I want to say strikes. I honestly, I've only played Mega Man once, and I didn't really follow with it. It's a great game, but I haven't really played any others.
You want to take a guess?
Strikes.
I said strikes.
You know what? I'm going to give it to you. The giant baseball robot used Rebound Strike, in which he repeatedly throws baseballs at Mega Man.
Nice.
And I never played 9 and 10. Those are
Great
the ones
job.
that came out recently.
I had to include that one because I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
say it because
he's a giant baseball. This is ridiculous.
I'm just gonna say because most of Mega Man's like bosses and like other they have their attack name in their name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bubble Man, he shoots bubbles.
Yep.
Yeah. Cut Man, he's like a
little-
shear.
Airman, he blows
Yeah.
air.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say strikes.
Yeah, that was good.
Well, you
Yeah,
nailed
got
it.
it.
Jasmine.
I've always preferred the Mega Man X series as far as the design and characters and all that stuff
Oh,
goes.
yeah. It's
'Cause
much
they're-
more mature, too.
It's a little more mature, but they're like designed after animals. So it's not just that they are, Cut Man and this man and that man, but instead they are like, let's combine our thunder power or something like that with an armadillo. Let's combine, missiles with an octopus, like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
I think it was Mega Man 3 that I had my favorite bosses at the time.
Mega Man 3 is fantastic.
Mega Man 3, they had
Gemini Man.
Yep.
Um,
Who's the Centaur? There was.
Centaur?
I want to say that was Mega Man 3, wasn't it?
No, that was number 4.
Okay, then it was 4.
Wait,
The
you
one
said
that had
Gemini
the
Man? So I
the one that had the Pharaoh Man and
Yeah, that was 4 or 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fairman's good.
I used to draw those guys over and over
So
and over.
good.
again.
You know what's not very good?
Hmm.
Mega Man Soccer.
Hey, you guys want to see us play a terrible game? Go
Come
to
on.
our YouTube channel and watch us play Mega Man
man.
Soccer. Throwback
Yep.
Thursday. That's why we don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Mega Man Soccer.
No, I think we just kind of lost.
We didn't know how to.
We didn't know how to.
Yeah.
Plus, we kind of ran out of throwback games we wanted to play.
I don't want to learn. Okay, Price.
Uh-huh.
In which Sonic the Hedgehog game did Knuckles make his first appearance?
Buzz.
Sonic 3.
Sonic 3.
Yeah.
Aw.
That was a pretty easy one.
Yep.
I have to give you guys
I definitely knew that one.
softballs every now and then.
What I love about that was when Sonic and Knuckles came out.
Yep.
And you could pop the thing,
It was like a tower.
Sonic 3 into the top of the Sonic
Right.
and Knuckles cartridge.
Yeah.
And you could play all of Sonic 3 as Knuckles.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and this is unprecedented. Bonus points. Why did Knuckles hate Sonic?
Oh, I remember because Knuckles was the guardian of the Chaos Emeralds. wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, and so Sonic was trying to collect them because Robotnik was going after them, and so basically
Sonic
they were
wasn't
butting heads.
trying to, but close enough. Robotnik tricked Knuckles into believing that Sonic stole the Chaos Emerald. Yes.
Well done.
Oh.
Good job, Jazz.
Yeah, I know my Sonic.
You know your Sonic shit.
I remember I had Sonic and Knuckles. I had all the Sonics, and they all got stolen one day.
Oh, that sucks.
We had a really shitty neighbor.
Oh, man.
All right. We are heading into round
Something. 4?
4.
Four.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Okay. So
4.
let me just tally up the points here. Where are we after 3 rounds? We've got Jasmine with 1.
I just got a
2,
bonus point.
3, 4 points. Jazz has 4.
Yeah.
I'm flipping Jasmine off right now.
Price, you
Bonus
have
point.
1,
I'm
2,
flexing my muscles,
3.
shooting them
Price
to the
also
sky.
has 4.
Tied 4-4. Okay.
Can't flip me off now, can you?
And Ash, you have a point.
It's okay, Ash.
It's all right, buddy.
We love you.
It's okay. There's time to catch up. Actually, not really. I'll make the last round worth 1,000,000 points. Okay.
Aw, come on.
And for
Okay.
10 million points.
Okay. How about we're gonna
Gryffindor.
up the odds here?
Yep.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
The next round, 2 points each.
Jeez.
The next round, 3 points each.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. So round
What is
4.
this, fibbage? Come on.
Ash,
Mm.
rank these games in order of the most copies sold.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Jesus. It's going to be hard.
The Oregon Trail, We Fit, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Rank them in from most units to least units sold. The Oregon Trail, We Fit, and Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Buzz.
We fit on top,
Okay.
then Zelda, then Oregon Trail.
Okay. I'm sorry, Ash. That is
Ah.
incorrect.
Okay.
Does anybody want to
Really?
steal?
Buzz.
Price.
All right.
Blow my mind.
I'm going out on a limb here. I'm going to say they're in the right order.
That what? How?
Oregon Trail.
We Fit, Legend of Zelda.
Price.
Am I right?
Comes in and steals the 2 points.
Yeah. Here's why. You know, the only reason I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I remember Oregon Trail at school.
Yeah.
It was on every
and
single
it was
fucking
probably
board.
in every computer at every school in the United States in the 90s.
I've got some
right?
shocking numbers for you guys.
I want to hear this.
Shocking.
And the other thing is that since you included Zelda on there, I was like, that's got to be at the bottom because otherwise you obviously assume it should be at the top because
Yeah.
it's Zelda.
You do.
Ugh.
Okay, does anybody want to take any guesses as to how many units the Oregon Trail sold?
A bajillion.
Man.
A bajillion. Okay, we've got a high bid of a bajillion.
I'm gonna guess 15 million.
Okay, 15 million from Ash.
I'm going to say somewhere around like 2025.
Okay, you're closest because a bajillion is way off. 65 million copies
Wow!
of the Oregon
Wow.
Trail
That's
sold.
insanity.
We Fit with 22.6 million, which is actually pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Link to the Past, 4.6 million copies.
I was going to say something like 7.
If I remember
Yeah.
correctly, Wii Fit was actually overwhelmingly the most popular thing sold on the Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Yes. Wii Sports is actually at
came with the Wii. I don't include
right.
that.
That's
okay,
that's
okay,
true.
okay.
That's true.
Sure,
That's
sure,
true.
sure.
Those numbers
Sure,
are
sure,
skewed. Fair enough. Okay.
Woo!
Now we're going to Jasmine.
Yep.
According to the Super Mario Brothers manual, what does Koopa use to wreak havoc on the Mushroom Kingdom? Is it A, a cursed crown, B, black magic, C, a haunted wand, or D, pure evil?
Is this the first one or like?
This is the first Super Mario Brothers in the manual. It states that Koopa uses this to wreak havoc on the Mushroom Kingdom.
I want to say pure evil because I don't remember him having any I don't remember having him any things because I know there was a wand in the third one. He gave them to the Koopalings, and each Koopaling had a different wand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say pure evil.
You're going to say pure evil?
Yeah.
It's a valiant guess, but that is incorrect. Anybody want to buzz in?
Buzz.
Yep.
I'm probably
Ash, you got to say buzz.
I'm probably
Apparently.
giving it to Ash though because I'm just guessing.
Guess.
Sure.
Magic Crown.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Ash.
Wand.
God damn it, you guys.
Black magic.
It was black magic.
Of course. Well, that's the thing though
I
because
don't remember him
I don't-
having black magic.
all I remember is like in all
That's what was so interesting. That
Yeah.
they in the manual it says that he uses black magic
That's so weird.
to turn people into mushrooms, and it's
weird,
I just assumed they were already mushrooms.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing's really weird already.
Yeah, I also
Yeah.
learned that the Koopa Troopas were the Goombas were the last enemies added to the game.
Oh.
Gosh, and they're probably one of the most iconic.
Yeah.
That's,
Yep.
Yeah.
And also the Hammer Brothers, if you wait long enough, they'll chase you.
Interesting.
I did not know that. I always kill them before they.
I just want to go ahead and say that's one of the greatest things I've ever heard. That they will chase you because that's like them getting frustrated with you.
Right.
How many times have I played a game and gotten frustrated with the enemies having bullshit tactics because they'll just sit there, they'll throw the thing at you forever.
Yeah, that's true.
Forever. And I love the idea of them being like, come on!
Hurry up!
Hurry up!
All right, Price.
Oh boy.
Black magic.
Which of the following was not
Okay.
an actual gaming console? A, the Fairchild Video Entertainment System. B, the Wonder Swan. C, the Odyssey 100. Or D, the Philips Techniconsole. So which one of these was not?
Oh, fuck.
The
'Cause
Fairchild Video Entertainment System. The Wonder Swan.
I'm gonna say
it's
Buzz.
A or D. It's A or D. And
You have to pick one.
there's a Philips CDI. I don't know if that was also called the Techniconsole. And then this Fairchild whatever the fuck I've never even heard of. I'm going to say the Fairchild thing.
Good guess. Good guess.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
The Fairchild Video Entertainment System was... Oh, wait. No!
Oh!
Sorry.
What?
That
Okay.
was.
It
I'm
was
sorry.
the console.
Yes.
Okay.
You are incorrect.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the Wonder.
You're going to say the Wonder Swan?
Yes, that
You would
sounds
be
weird.
That's
Incorrect.
real. That's real,
The
man.
Wonder
What?
Swan is
I never even heard of that
It is
thing.
a handheld console.
Yeah.
Never heard of that thing.
It was made by
The other two are the Odyssey
Bandai,
100
I believe.
and the Philips
Really? Bandai?
Techniconsole.
We've got the Odyssey 100 and the Philips Techniconsole. Can you get 2 points in this round, Ash?
Get points.
Wait, Odyssey 100?
The Odyssey 100 or the Philips Techniconsole? Which one is not an actual gaming console?
Get those points, Ash.
Uh,
Pressure.
I'll go with the Odyssey.
God
I
damn
told
it!
you! I told you at the beginning, it's A or D!
It is the Philips Techniconsole. That is a
Ah.
bull.
I
I
said
made that up.
I was going to
'Cause
say,
I didn't think it was 100. I thought it was 1,000.
Well, there were several Odysseys,
There you go.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yep.
the Wonder Swan, I knew that.
I didn't even know. I
Oh,
never
it
even
was
heard of a Wonder
shitty little
Swan.
console.
No points in round 12. Or
Poor
from
Ash.
I got points. Well,
well,
on the
no,
second one,
from
yeah.
question 12.
From
In
question
round 4,
12, yeah.
you got 2 points, which would put you in the lead right now with 6 points.
All right.
6 from Price, 4 for Jasmine, and 1 for Ash.
But
Ash, you have a chance to at least tie second right now.
because this
Okay,
round is 3 points each.
but
right?
it is anybody's game for first. Not anybody's, Jasmine or Price.
No, if Ash
If I
gets
steal.
every question
That's
right.
true. You can
Yeah.
definitely steal. That's
Yeah.
that's absolutely true.
Come on,
Okay.
Ash. Let's do this.
Final round. Ash, which PlayStation 2 game released in 2003 was banned by several countries and implicated by the media in a murder due to its graphic violence? This is not
Buzz.
multiple choice. Which PlayStation 2 game released in 2003 was banned by several countries and implicated by the media in a murder due to its graphic violence?
Grand
2003.
Theft Auto 3?
Nice guess, but that is incorrect.
Really? Not Grand Theft Auto 3?
And I'm gonna hate myself if I miss this one. Manhunt.
It is Manhunt.
Oh, I remember
Forgot
that.
about that
Yep.
game.
All right, Manhunt.
In my head, I was like, was it Manhunt 1 or 2?
Manhunt was
1 or 2.
an I remember being able to suffocate people with plastic bags was
Dude,
really
that game was
controversial.
horrifying.
Yeah.
Weren't you escaping from some kind of
I thought it was
institution.
like
Mental
a free
institution or
for all
something like
thing.
that.
I thought it was like Blade Runner. Like it was a free for all.
Yeah, it was sort of like a.
It was a sandbox game. But
Not Blade Runner. Running Man.
not quite Running Man. It was a little bit like Running Man.
Yeah.
Meets what was that? John Carpenter movie. Escape from New York.
yeah.
It was like that,
Yeah.
where it's like, there's like this section of the city that
Right.
like, they have wired with all these cameras and they watch people murder each other. So yeah, it's like Running Man in that
Yeah.
way.
Because I just remember my brother was in love with that
Oh,
movie.
dude, that
With that game.
game was. I remember playing it and I remember feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah,
playing it.
yeah, it was.
Gross.
But a Rockstar game. It's
Yeah,
right.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So you weren't too far off with that Grand Theft Auto.
Poor Ash.
Okay. We are to Jasmine now. Jasmine.
Yep.
Slade, Reese, Jericho, and Roland Kane are all characters from which game? A. Streets of Rage. B. King of Fighters. C. Max Payne 2. D. Turok.
Slade,
You
Reese.
gotta tell me the names again.
Slade, Reese, Jericho, and Roland Kane are all characters
Oh
in
my
which game?
God.
I don't think it's Turok.
A. Streets of Rage. B. King of Fighters. C. Max Payne 2. or D. Turok?
I say Streets of Rage.
Buzz.
Oh, Ash buzzed in
buzz.
first.
Oh, damn.
It is not Streets of Rage.
Turok?
It is
It is
Turok.
Is it really Turok?
Ash with 3 points.
In my head, I was sitting here. I was like, Roland Kane. I know this name. And it just took me a second. And it was like right after you finished. Like I was like, oh my God, Turok. And
I played Turok, and I don't remember that name at all.
Yeah.
Well, I think I knew it wasn't Max Payne 2, and it didn't sound like fighter
No,
names.
it didn't
Yeah.
sound
So-
like. I was like, I don't know fighter names that well, so I was like thinking Jericho seems like one of those
I felt
names
pretty
that could
proud
be
of myself, including Streets of Rage, because they totally do sound like they'd be.
they sound like Streets of Rage names.
Yeah.
They do. Good job, Ash.
Love Turok.
Ash is back in it.
Turok's so good.
All right.
Such a good game.
This is the final question.
It's the final
Price.
question.
What was the first game to receive a mature rating?
The first game.
The first game. Is it A, Mortal Kombat, B, Night Trap, C, Grand Theft Auto, or D, Manhunt?
Oh,
The
man.
first game to receive a mature rating.
It is either Mortal Kombat or Night Trap. And
Night Trap.
I think it's Night Trap.
Is that what you're going to go with?
I'm going to go with Night Trap.
Good guess.
Buzz.
But
Buzz.
no? Okay.
Ash, you take it.
Sorry. Besides Mortal Kombat, there was also
Grand Theft Auto and Manhunt. First game, mature
I'll go
rating.
with Mortal Kombat.
You are correct, sir.
That's why they invented it.
Ash
Yeah.
with 3 points there. That is exactly why they invented it. Congressional hearings were held, and the Entertainment Software Rating Board, the ESRB, was established in '94, 2 years after the release of Mortal Kombat. Unsurprisingly, the game was the first to receive the mature rating
Mhm.
I would have guessed
retroactively.
Night Trap.
Night Trap,
Because
because it seemed too obvious.
Well, there was also, I remember there being a huge outcry when Night Trap came out.
Night Trap.
Because it was...
There was mature content. It was kind of like a video capture game.
It was
so
one
like,
of those, like...
there were boobies and stuff.
There
apparently.
weren't boobs.
There was sexual content.
There was, but like the thing is, like there are people like Game Grumps and whatnot have played it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And when you go back and watch it, it's
pretty
like
tame.
this game is so tame.
It's like parents complaining about The Simpsons, and then you go back
Yeah.
and watch season 1, and you're like, "This is terrible. This is
And-
terrible." This is from a Simpsons fan.
But it's one of those ones where they used FMVs, and I remember when the FMV games were first coming out. It's
Right.
like they're filming real people. This is going to change the world.
Holy
Oh my gosh.
shit!
Yeah.
This is I did not anticipate this. Okay, Price, you got 3 points that round.
Mhm.
Okay, putting you at 7.
Shit.
Ash, you got 6 point that round.
No.
What? No, you got 3 points that round.
I had more than 4 before then.
He had 6 to begin with.
I had 6 before then.
Oh, you did get 6 that last round. You're right.
Shit.
Yeah.
That gives you 9. Okay, I forgot to tally the points from that round. You have 9 points. Ash, though, you made quite the comeback. You have 7 points, okay?
Mhm.
Jasmine, I'm sorry, 4 points. The king of 2014, Price.
Oh, snap.
Boom. Boom. God, you had
Well
me worried there for a
played.
second, but then you said 7. I was like, I gotta do some
I thought I was
math.
going to have to do a tiebreaker.
Yeah,
I
oh
forgot
boy.
to include the round 3 points there. All right,
boy,
guys.
all right.
Good game.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's fun.
A bit disappointed that there were some no point rounds there. Come on, guys.
There's some tough questions
The
in
Philips
there, man.
Techno console. Come on.
That was pretty
Dude,
tough.
I told you at the beginning of that, I was like, I knew the Odyssey 100 and the Wonder Swan were consoles.
No, I know that the Odyssey's a console. I didn't know it was 100.
Sure.
Fair
Yeah,
enough. Fair enough.
But then,
I would not be that shitty and be like the Odyssey 2550. That would be
Yeah.
fucked. That would just be mean. That would
but
be mean.
I remember the Philips CDI or whatever, which was like
the
a
CDO, I believe it
shitty-
was. Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. What was the console that there wasn't a one company didn't have the patent on it, so like anybody can make it. Like Magnavox was making it, Philips was making it. There were,
Maybe it was the CDI. Or
I think it was actually, yeah.
Hmm.
Because
Who knows?
I remember Magnavox and Philips both had
Yeah.
console that would play the same discs, so they didn't have
Right.
the rights.
It was
to-
probably the CDI because I
Yeah.
remember the CDI having a lot of games that
And
were
it had
just
like the shitty Link game and the shitty.
and the consoles were
Mario
fucking
game.
expensive.
That was what killed them. Is they
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
Way too
crazy
yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
I remember you could rent those games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going
Yeah.
to Blockbuster and being like, "What the? They're huge."
Yeah.
They were like these old school CDs.
Yeah.
Remember when you could rent consoles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we used to do that all the time.
When I bought my
Sure.
PlayStation 2, I got it with my first like real tax return when I was 18, and I bought. It was when Blockbuster was phasing out that rental, so I got to buy a PS2 that like came in its cool carrying case. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
We that reminds me when the Virtual Boy came out. We rented one of those from Home
Nice.
Video, and I'm so glad we did because it was amazing and terrible. Like having to like lay on your like stomach on the floor or put it up on a table so you could put your eyes into that little like view screen. But it was like the first like true 3D console.
You guys did it the smart way.
Yeah.
Like you got the experience of it without having to pay
buy
for it.
Yeah.
You know, because you got your money's worth.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to get more than
Man.
a day's worth of fun out of a Virtual Boy.
Yeah, it was rough.
For sure.
All right, guys. So that wraps up that segment. Let's go ahead and jump into
Stumpt's Adventure Corner.
All right, Stumpt's Adventure Corner. It's Christmas this week. I guess it is Christmas this week when this comes out.
yeah.
So we've got a little bit of a Christmas theme going on in this one. It's a little bit different this time around. We're not going to do dice rolls or anything. We're going to do more role playing.
Right.
So
Okay.
Less dice roll, more role play.
it was
the best part of D&D.
It was the night before Christmas. The town was covered in a nice dusting of snow.
Oh.
All the townspeople were already warm and cozy and home, laughing, singing, and drinking.
Yep.
It was very merry, you know? Everyone was having a really good time. Everyone except for Price, of course.
No,
Oh,
Aw.
Price.
of course.
He was still working long into the night in his alchemy lab.
Yep.
He was just putting the final touches on his most recent work, his greatest creation.
His
He was
dissertation. No.
He was attempting to make a potion that turned ordinary water into whiskey.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Something that his friend Rick was very keen to try. But it wasn't quite done yet. The potion itself was solid, but he wanted a better label for it, something flashy, something that would sell well. So he'd been working many long hours. He had been ignoring how long he was spending on it. He had been missing meals. He'd been ignoring his friends.
Oh.
He could feel himself drifting off to sleep. He had spent too long in the lab. He had decided to finally pack it up and head off into bed. He started blowing out the candles and walking upstairs to his bedroom, changed into his bedrobe and his nightcap, and he started a small fire to keep the chill out.
Yeah, of course.
He was getting all comfy and cozy and tucked in, just as he was about to drift off into slumber, when the fire suddenly guttered out. A deep chill blew in through the bedroom, and an eerie crackling could be heard from the ceiling above. Suddenly, a voice.
Price! Price! You've forgotten the meaning of Christmas, Price! You have not been charitable! Not been charitable at all! You will be visited by 3 spirits tonight, Price! The first will arrive very shortly. I'm a ghost.
I didn't think I had drunk that much water today, but I guess I turned it all into whiskey.
Just as the voice goes away, the fire springs back to life again, and 3 loud knocks can be heard at the door.
Hello?
The door opens. A very large, floating spectral in a tattered blue robe comes floating into the room. Price, I am the ghost of Christmas past. I come to show you the error of your ways. Come, and I will show you what you've missed out on Christmas. Follow me.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, buddy, I don't believe in ghosts, so if you're just playing a trick on me, I'm not okay with that, because I'm a little bit drunk and that's not fair.
Follow me.
All right, I'll follow you. I'm bringing my water.
The blue robe spectral takes Price back downstairs to his lab, which is now filled with candlelight, and has a small dwarf child who looks about 10 years old, working away.
Who's that little guy? He's a cool little adorable little baby guy.
Another child runs into the room. Price, is it true? You've invented a potion that turns burgers into bubblegum? Yes, the small dwarf child says.
That's how I sound?
Yes. It's perfect strawberry flavored and very chewy. I want to try. What? No. My potions aren't for silly amusements. They're to benefit science. And to sell well, of course. But it's Christmas. Humbug. Now get out.
Oh, that little guy's a little jerk. What a jerk I don't get.
The child runs out crying. The blue spectral...
I don't remember any of this. This doesn't make any sense.
It was Christmas, Price. And Christmas is forgiving. The boy just wanted an amazing potion, and you just couldn't be bothered.
I don't remember even making that potion.
I'll leave you now, Price. And the blue spectral floats Price, well, he floats, and leads Price back upstairs to his bedroom and closes the door.
I immediately go over to my robes and scrolls and all that kind of stuff, and I'm looking for this recipe for this potion. I'm like, what? I don't remember making a burger to bubblegum potion. Who does that? I love burgers.
As Price is sifting through his recipes, bang, bang, bang.
Who is it?
The door opens, and in comes a short, floating, in a tattered purple robe, spectral. As it floats into the room, it says,
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Woo!
Whoa. You got presents? Give me the presents.
Woo! And it's Christmas Eve.
I love Christmas Eve.
I must show you what you are missing out on. Ooh.
the purple spectral drags Price downstairs and
Hold on, I gotta fill up my water.
The purple spectral drags Price downstairs through the now empty and dark lab, out the front door and onto the street. Across the street is the pub that Price and his friends regularly visit.
Oh, yeah.
The spectral leads him to the window where he can peer in. They can now see that it is full of customers, full of laughter and dancing and music. Everyone seems to be having a good time. Everyone except for one bar patron, Rick. He's sitting very alone, looking sad as can be.
I'm sad.
You had plans with Rick tonight, and you stood him up. Ooh.
I totally forgot. I'm the worst.
You were up all night making your whiskey potion. Ooh.
But wait, this is going to be like the perfect gift for Rick.
When you
It'll be worth it.
When you should have been out making whiskey for your friend.
I'm going to make some whiskey for Rick for sure.
The purple spectral leads Price back to his bedroom, says that she'll leave him there for now for the next spirit.
I'll leave you there right now for the next spirit. Goodbye!
And as soon as the door closes, 3 bangs at the door.
What do you want?
The door opens up. A floating red, in a red tattered cloak, spectral comes floating into the room and says,
I am the ghost of Christmas future. I am here to show you something very unpleasant. Follow me.
All right.
Follow me, come here.
By this point, I'm carrying like a bucket of water.
The red spectral leads Price on a walk down the street outside the neighborhood to the edge of town. They enter a small snow-covered field with a lone tree in it. As they get closer, Price can see a tombstone. Rick says, "This is what awaits you. Go look." And he sort of ominously points to the tree.
It's over there. You go over the tree right there.
Price approaches the snow-covered tombstone. He wipes away the frost. The tombstone reads, Price the Humbug, most well known for never sharing any of his cool potions.
Wait a minute.
Price.
Rick! It's just Rick!
Price grabs the red spectral's robes and yanks it off of him.
Hey! What? You jerk!
Why do you
You organized this whole thing. You got Jasmine on board somehow.
No, he didn't.
To come in here and try and trick me into giving you my whiskey potion.
It wasn't Rick at all. It was somebody else.
April Fools!
Ash and Jazz in their robes come floating in. Ash says, Jazz made it so that we could all float, and Rick said that we'd get free whiskey if we played along.
You guys, of course I was going to give you whiskey.
Yeah, we just wanted some now.
You gotta let me finish the potion.
You really
first. I
did
gotta
stand
come
me up,
with
though.
the-
That really happened.
I'm sorry, buddy. Guess what? All right.
I was there at the tavern. I was
Hey.
like, I'm never going to get any of this whiskey. This guy is drinking it all. And you did drink a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Look at how drunk you are.
Look at your bucket of water.
I'm sorry.
Look at your bucket of water.
So are you saying?
Are you sure?
Are you saying that we can have some of your whiskey right now?
Yeah.
All
It's a
right.
Christmas miracle.
Here's a bucket. Here's this bucket. Let's share.
God bless us, everyone.
And with that, so ends this week's Stumpt adventure.
Yay! Whiskey for everyone.
Fantastic. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. I believe that Hanukkah starts on the 16th this month, so there should still be happening right now. So happy Hanukkah. And thank you all for listening.
Happy Festivus.
Yes. Oh, I want to say real quick, I noticed that some of you guys have been reviewing us on iTunes, and I thank you for it. All I would ask is that you continue to bring those iTunes reviews to us, because apparently that's how their ranking system works. The more reviews we get, the more 5 stars, 4 stars, what have you, the more searchable we'll be on iTunes. So, yeah, help us out there. We would love if some more people started listening. Hook us up with the comments on YouTube. We love it when you guys comment. That's great, because we like to share your stuff. It's super fun.
And be sure to check out stumpedgamers.com, because Rick puts he puts together a whole weekly blog for the podcast that he lists all of the video links to things that we're talking about.
Sure, all the stuff we talked about.
I know a lot of you guys listen to this on Saturdays when we release it on our YouTube channel. If you guys want to listen to it early, every Monday, it's going to be on there. It's going to be stumpedgamers.com. Just go check it out, and there's lots of fun stuff to interact with. But until then, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.